Hello, my name is Jason Lipscomb and I'm with the Purdue Manufacturing Extension Partnership. Today we're going to talk about case study number 2, IoT system and edge devices. In this module we'll dive into our second case study focusing on Beta Shim, a manufacturer who deployed an industrial Internet of Things system. The project was a direct result of a formal Smart Industry Readiness Index or SIRI assessment which identified a critical operational challenge and guided their investment toward a solution with a significant return. The challenge: lack of shop floor intelligence. The SIRI assessment revealed that a primary challenge for Beta Shim was a lack of real-time data from their equipment.
Because we moved away from conventional equipment and more into CNC, along with our new ERP system, M1 by ECI, we don't have a lot of great data collection coming from the work centers themselves. Almost all of our time reporting and data collection is coming from the operators back into our system. It's not exactly great science, especially when the employees could take time to go to the bathroom before they log into a job. If they log into a job, then they go to the bathroom. So it's really hard to tell when the machines are actually running versus when they're not running, versus when they're just in setup mode versus cutting chips. So a lot of our costs for running jobs, and which then leads into estimates and quoting for customers, is based upon run times. So to have a more exact runtime off the work centers themselves is a better measurement than having employees clocking into a system and then clocking back out of it.
Industrial or IoT sensors. These were small, rugged sensors attached to critical machine components.
10 sensors that were the legacy kits, and then we had 5 that were just connected through Wi-Fi or Ethernet port.
So what were some of the challenges of the project from Datanomics' perspective?
I think the challenges were trying to find time to meet on a regular occurrence for the coaching aspect. Production supervisors and everybody's so busy in the manufacturing environment, it's hard to peel off for 30 minutes to go talk about data.
Number 2, edge computing devices. Instead of sending a constant flood of raw data from the sensors to the cloud, Beta Shim used edge devices. Now, an edge device is a local computing device that processes data near the source. In this case, it analyzed the sensor data right on the factory floor, identifying abnormalities or trends that signaled a potential failure or future failure. Only the important alerts and summary data were then sent to a central dashboard. This approach was chosen to reduce data transmission costs.
Around like everyone uses an iPhone. If they use an iPhone, they can do something like that. They just need the app and they need the training to do it. So to move to a digital shop floor, they would each have that at their workstation currently so that everyone can see it. We have it displayed with a projector up on the far wall that everyone can see down the hallway from their machine. So they're all able to see. And I think all but 2 machines are displayed on there, so it rotates through 15 to 30 seconds at a time. So they can see that information all day long.
Now, the deployment and training process. The deployment was planned in phases to minimize disruption. Number 1, stakeholder engagement. First, the project team met with the department heads from maintenance, IT, and operations to ensure the solution would meet everyone's needs and to address concerns about how the new data would be used.
We, really, I think, hit our stride with our communication plan, and our project plan over the summer was really about what do they need to see out of it, and that's where we, really uncovered, how do we get information and a feedback so that people understand how is my machine running today, maybe compared to a goal, right? Or understanding, hey, where do I need help?
Number 2, infrastructure assessment. The team confirmed that the facility's wire network was robust enough to handle the new devices. They discovered a few dead zones in Wi-Fi coverage near the machinery and proactively installed a mesh network system to ensure reliability connectivity before the sensors were deployed. Phase number 3, targeted training. Influenced by the SIRI assessment findings on the importance of workforce learning and development, employee training was tailored to different roles. The maintenance team received in-depth training on how to interpret data analytics and use the dashboard to schedule proactive repairs. Machine operators, on the other hand, were trained to understand the high-level status lights on the equipment and who to notify if they saw an alert. Results and return on investment. After the system was fully operational for 6 months, Beta Shim measured the key performance indicators, or KPIs, against the baseline performance. The results validated the SIRI assessment's recommendations and were significant. Unplanned downtime on the production line was reduced by 25%. Production throughput for the line increased by 15% due to higher machine availability. The maintenance team was able to reduce overtime costs and better manage their spare parts inventory.
Expect to grow, expect to expand. And with that, you need to collect that data. So especially from an executive overview, to be able to collect that data and have that data immediately in front of you, and I can base all my management decisions and questions on that data.
The total investment for the hardware, software, and installation was $65,000. The combined savings and productivity gains created an annual net benefit of approximately $55,000. Using the payback period formula that we discussed in a previous module, the initial investment was paid back in just under 14 years. Key takeaways from this lesson. This case study with Beta Shim highlights several key lessons for any facility looking to deploy similar technology. Start with a formal assessment. Identify the right problem. The project was successful because the SIRI assessment accurately pinpointed the lack of shop floor intelligence as a high impact area to address. It chose the right technology for the job. Using edge devices was a strategic choice that directly addressed the intelligence gap while increasing response speed and lowering data costs. Next, plan for training and change management. Beta Shim ensured success by getting buy-in from all teams and providing role-specific training that empowered employees to use the new tools effectively, turning the SIRI recommendations into tangible operational improvements. By strategically deploying this IoT and edge computing system, Beta Shim successfully transitioned to a more proactive and data-driven operation, improving both our bottom line and operational stability.
As we use this system, they're going to understand that it's more there to help them than it is to be someone looking over their shoulder. You know, the guys don't want to sit around and wait for issues with setups or inspection. They want to work, and I think if they see an added insight into what they're doing every day, you know, a little bit more attention by managers to their downtime struggles, it's going to help them realize that it's there to help them.